that life doesn't change on its own. It doesn't suddenly wake up one day and decide to become better for you. The truth is simple, yet powerful. Life changes when you decide to change. Every one of us reaches a point where we feel stuck. We blame our situation, our past, or even other people. But the reality is, nothing truly shifts until something inside us shifts. Change is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about creating that moment through your decision. There was once a woman who grew up in extreme poverty, faced rejection, and was told she wasn't good enough. Life didn't hand her success. She made a decision, a powerful, life-altering decision, that she would not let her circumstances define her future. That one decision changed everything. Step by step, she built a life beyond imagination, not because life became easy, but because she chose to become stronger. That's the power of decision. When you decide to change, your mindset changes. When your mindset changes, your actions change. And when your actions change, your life begins to transform. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need approval from others. You don't even need to feel ready. What you need is courage, the courage to say, I refuse to stay the same. Change begins with small steps. Waking up earlier, letting go of toxic habits, choosing discipline over comfort, believing in yourself when no one else does. These small decisions may seem insignificant, but over time they create a powerful ripple effect. Remember, your current life is a result of your past decisions. If you want a different future, you must start making different choices today. It won't always be easy. There will be doubts, failures, and moments when you feel like giving up. But every struggle you face while trying to change is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So ask yourself today, what am I willing to change? Because the moment you decide, truly decide, your life begins to move in a new direction. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for motivation. Make the decision now. Because life changes when you decide to change. Everything in life begins with a decision, a single moment where you choose one path over another. And that moment, no matter how small it seems, holds the power to change everything. Many people spend years waiting for the right time, waiting for motivation, waiting for circumstances to improve. But the truth is, nothing changes until you make a clear, firm decision that you are no longer willing to stay where you are. A decision is not just a thought, it is a commitment. It is the point where you stop making excuses, stop blaming others, and take full responsibility for your life. When you truly decide, your energy shifts, your focus sharpens, and your actions begin to align with your purpose. Before that moment, everything feels uncertain, confusing, and out of control. But once you decide, even if the path is still difficult, it becomes clear. Think about it. Every successful person, every strong individual, every inspiring story begins with a decision. Not a perfect plan, not a guarantee of success, but a decision to try. A decision to move forward, a decision to refuse to give up. That is the turning point. That is where transformation begins. Most people misunderstand change. They believe it starts with big actions or dramatic moves, but in reality, it starts quietly, internally, with a simple choice. A choice that says, I deserve better, or I am capable of more, I will not stay stuck anymore. These words may sound small, but when they come from deep belief, they become powerful enough to reshape your life. The problem is many people make weak decisions. They say they want to change, but they don't fully commit. They keep one foot in their comfort zone and one foot in their dreams. And because of that, they stay exactly where they are. Real change requires a strong decision, one that closes the door to excuses and opens the door to action. When your decision is strong, it doesn't matter if things get hard. It doesn't matter if you fail once, twice, or even 10 times. Your decision keeps you going. It reminds you why you started. It gives you the strength to stand up again, to try again, and to keep moving forward. Also, a true decision brings clarity. It helps you identify what needs to change in your life. It shows you the habits you need to leave behind, the mindset you need to improve, and the actions you need to take daily. Without a decision, everything stays unclear. But with a decision, everything starts making sense. Remember, you don't need to have everything figured out before you decide. You just need the courage to take that first step. The path will reveal itself as you move forward. Growth happens along the journey, not before it. In the end, your life is a reflection of your decisions. If you keep making the same choices, you will keep getting the same results. But the moment you decide to choose differently, to act differently, and to think differently, your life begins to change in ways you never imagined. So don't underestimate the power of a decision, because it is not just a moment, it is the beginning of a new life. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, and more importantly, it is the force that shapes your reality. Everything you experience in life is deeply influenced by how you think, how you interpret situations, and what you believe about yourself. Long before your life changes on the outside, it must first change on the inside within your thoughts, your beliefs, and your attitude. Many people try to change their lives by changing their circumstances, but they forget one crucial truth. If your mindset remains the same, your results will eventually return to the same place. A negative mindset creates limitations, doubt, and fear, while a positive and growth-focused mindset creates opportunities, confidence, and resilience. Think about the difference between two people facing the same challenge. One sees it as a problem, something that is stopping them, something unfair. The other sees it as a lesson, a chance to grow, a test of strength. The situation is the same, but the outcome becomes completely different simply because of mindset. Your mind is powerful. What you consistently tell yourself becomes your truth. If you constantly think, I can't do this, or I am not good enough, your actions will reflect those beliefs. You will hesitate, you will doubt yourself, and you will hold back from opportunities. But when you shift your mindset to, I will learn, or I will find a way, your behavior changes. You become more open, more determined, and more willing to take risks. Changing your mindset is not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing how you respond to reality. It is about focusing on what you can control rather than what you cannot. It is about training your mind to see possibilities instead of obstacles. One of the biggest shifts you can make is moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset believes that abilities are limited, that failure defines you, and that challenges should be avoided. A growth mindset, on the other hand, believes that you can improve, that failure is part of learning, and that challenges are necessary for growth. This single shift can completely transform your life. Your mindset also affects your habits. When you believe in yourself, you are more likely to stay consistent even when things get hard. When you trust the process, you don't give up easily. You understand that progress takes time, and you stay committed to your journey. Another important part of mindset is self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters more than anything. If your inner voice is constantly critical and negative, it will drain your energy and confidence. But if you train yourself to speak with encouragement, patience, and belief, you will build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Remember, your external world is a reflection of your internal world. If you want to change your life, you must first change your thoughts. Start paying attention to what you believe, what you focus on, and what you tell yourself every day. Because once your mindset shifts, everything begins to shift. Opportunities start to appear, confidence starts to grow, and life starts to move in a new direction. In the end, your mindset is not just a way of thinking, it is the foundation of your entire life. Change your mindset and you change your reality. When people think about success, they often imagine big moves, dramatic changes, and overnight transformations, but the reality is very different. True, lasting change is built on small, consistent actions repeated every single day. It is not the one-time effort that defines your life, but the daily habits you choose again and again, even when no one is watching. Small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they create powerful results. Just like a drop of water may seem small, but when it falls continuously, it can shape stone. In the same way, your small daily efforts shape your future. The key is consistency, not perfection. Many people fail because they aim too big, too fast. They want immediate results, and when they don't see them, they lose motivation and give up. But success does not work that way. It is a slow process, a steady climb where each step builds upon the last. The people who win are not necessarily the most talented, but the most consistent, waking up a little earlier, reading a few pages every day, improving one skill at a time, choosing discipline over comfort. These actions may not look impressive, but they are powerful. They create momentum. And once momentum builds, everything becomes easier. Consistency also builds confidence. Every time you follow through on a small promise to yourself, you strengthen your belief in your own ability. You begin to trust yourself more, and that trust becomes the foundation for bigger actions and bigger goals. It is important to understand that small actions are not just about physical effort, they also include mental habits. Choosing to stay positive, choosing to focus, choosing to avoid distractions, these are all small decisions that shape your mindset and your behavior. Over time, they create a stronger, more focused version of you. Another powerful aspect of small actions is that they reduce overwhelm. When you focus on doing one small thing at a time, the journey feels manageable. Instead of being scared of a big goal, you break it down into simple daily steps. And step by step, you move closer to your destination without even realizing how far you have come. People often underestimate the power of time combined with consistency. Doing something small every day for a year can completely transform your life. Skills improve, habits strengthen, and results begin to show. What once felt difficult becomes natural, and what once seemed impossible becomes achievable. There will be days when you don't feel motivated. Days when you are tired, distracted, or discouraged. But those are the days that matter the most, because consistency is not about working only when you feel good. It is about showing up even when you don't. Remember, success is not built in a single moment of greatness. It is built in the quiet, unnoticed moments of discipline. It is built in the choices you make when no one is there to push you. So never ignore the small actions. They are the foundation of everything you want to achieve. Stay consistent, stay patient, and trust the process. Because in the end, small actions don't just create big results, they create a completely new life. Your future is not something that suddenly appears one day. It is something you are creating right now in this very moment through the choices you make every single day. Many people think of the future as something distant, something they will deal with later. But the truth is, the future is being built in the present, decision by decision, action by action. Every choice you make, no matter how small it seems, is shaping the direction of your life. The habits you follow, the people you surround yourself with, the way you spend your time, all of these are quietly designing your future. Whether you realize it or not, you are always moving towards something, and that something is the result of what you choose today. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that their current situation has nothing to do with their past choices. In reality, your present life is a reflection of your previous decisions. If you want to understand why your life looks the way it does, look at the choices you have been making. And if you want a different future, You must start making different choices now. It is easy to choose comfort. It is easy to delay, to avoid, to take the easier path. But comfort often leads to stagnation, while difficult choices lead to growth. Choosing discipline over comfort, choosing hard work over excuses, choosing long-term success over short-term pleasure, these are the decisions that truly shape a better future. Think of your life as a path. Every decision is a step, and every step takes you closer to a certain destination. If you keep making the same choices, you will keep walking in the same direction. But the moment you change your choices, you change your path, and eventually you arrive at a completely different destination. Your future also depends on the standards you set for yourself. What you tolerate, what you accept, and what you demand from your life all play a role in shaping where you end up. If you accept average effort, you will get average results. But if you raise your standards and expect more from yourself, your actions will begin to reflect that, and your future will change accordingly. Another important factor is consistency in your choices. It is not about making one good decision and expecting everything to change. It is about making the right choices repeatedly, even when it is difficult, even when no one is watching. Over time, these repeated choices become habits, and these habits define your life. There will always be distractions, temptations, and moments of weakness. You may feel like your choices don't matter in those moments, but they do. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, every time you choose growth over comfort, you are investing in your future. Also, it is important to understand that you always have a choice. No matter your situation, no matter your past, you have the power to decide what you will do next. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond, and that response shapes your future more than anything else. So start being intentional with your choices. Ask yourself, is this decision taking me closer to the life I want or further away from it? If the answer is no, have the courage to choose differently, because in the end, your future is not written by chance, it is written by choice. And the life you will live tomorrow depends entirely on what you decide to do today. At the end of the day, everything comes back to one simple truth: your life will not change until you do. No matter where you are right now, no matter what you have been through, you have the power to take control and move your life in a new direction. Change is not something that happens overnight, and it is not something that comes without effort. It requires courage, patience, and consistency, but most importantly, it requires a decision, a strong and clear decision that you are ready to become a better version of yourself. You have learned that it all starts with a decision, a moment where you choose growth over comfort, action over excuses. You have seen how your mindset shapes your reality, how the way you think influences everything you do. You have understood the importance of small actions, how consistent efforts build powerful results over time. And finally, you have realized that your future is being created by the choices you make today. These are not just ideas, they are principles that can completely transform your life if you truly apply them. There will be challenges along the way, moments when you feel tired, confused, or even ready to give up. But those moments are part of the journey. They are not signs to stop. They are opportunities to grow stronger. Every struggle you face while trying to change is proof that you are moving forward. Do not wait for the perfect time, because it will never come. Do not wait for motivation, because it fades. What truly matters is your commitment, your willingness to keep going even when it gets hard. Start where you are. Use what you have. Take one step at a time. And most importantly, believe that you are capable of more than your current situation, because the moment you decide to change, everything begins to shift. Your thoughts, your actions, your direction, and eventually your entire life. So take that decision today. Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now, because life changes when you decide to change.